If you break into a country, that's not immigration, that's invasion. And Trump's DOJ is done playing nice. You guys gotta check this video out.
Danny, good morning to you. The Trump Department of Justice says that LA sanctuary policies deliberately impede ICE from being able to do their job. And they say those policies are a violation of the Supremacy Clause of the U.S. Constitution. That clause essentially says that federal law always supersedes state and local laws. So here's a little excerpt as part of that DOJ lawsuit. It reads, quote,
Really quick, guys, hit the like button. That's not policy, man. That's obstruction. If any mayor or anybody tries to stop ICE from enacting justice and enabling the law to do its job, they need to be held accountable like criminals. They need to be in handcuffs like actual criminals. Let's keep going, guys. Make sure you're hitting the like button.
the Los Angeles ordinance and other policies intentionally discriminate against the federal government by treating federal immigration authorities differently than other law enforcement agents and by disfavoring federal criminal laws that the city of Los Angeles has decided not to comply with. The Supremacy Clause prohibits the city of Los Angeles and its officials from singling out the federal government for adverse treatment, as the challenged law and policies do, thereby discriminating against the federal government. Now, DOJ goes on to say in the lawsuit that LA sanctuary policies directly led to the riots the city saw in recent weeks, and that the city of LA rushed to pass their sanctuary ordinance with urgency just days after Trump was elected, as DOJ says, in an effort to, quote, thwart the will of the American people. Now, last night on Fox News, Attorney General Pam Bondi said the DOJ will move forward with this lawsuit, and they are directly naming LA Mayor Karen Bass as a defendant.
What they were doing is they were prioritizing illegal aliens over American citizens, and you cannot do that. These sanctuary policies are the root of the cause of violent crime in our country, in L.A. We have sued New York, Illinois, Colorado, New Jersey, and now we've sued Los Angeles, and we will continue to sue you if you do not follow the laws of our country.
And Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass has not yet publicly responded to the DOJ lawsuit against her city. She has not returned Fox's request for comment, nor has she posted about the lawsuit on social media. However, she is having a press conference in about
Trump's DOJ is actually not playing. This isn't Obama's era anymore. If you break federal law, you're going to see a federal courtroom. This is great. Let's keep going, guys.
3 hours from now, where she says she will be responding to this lawsuit. And back out here live, what DOJ is asking for is they want a federal judge to block LA sanctuary policies from being enforced, and they want those policies to be ruled illegal and unlawful. The judge assigned to this case is Judge Fernando Olguin. He is an Obama appointee here in Los Angeles. We'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Bill. Thank you.
So I want to bring in Bill Esaley, U.S. Attorney for the Central District of California. Sir, thank you for your time. Thanks for being here. You just heard Bill's reporting there. What does the mayor say about this in a few hours?
You know, she's probably going to defend her ordinance. She's going to say that the city of L.A. is essentially a sanctuary from immigration laws. But the whole point of this lawsuit is that it is not. These politicians have conditioned the public to really believe that they can exempt themselves from our immigration policies. And
This is what happens when feelings replace facts. You don't get to opt out of federal law just because you sit on Twitter and tweet for a living. You just don't.
lawsuit is to remind them that they are still part of the United States of America.
Okay, here is a councilman in L.A., okay, Hugo Soto Martinez. He says Trump is tearing families apart, and he's trying to force every city in town to help him carry out his white nationalist agenda. We refuse to stand by and let Donald Trump deport innocent families. We're going to do everything within our power to keep families together. What do you say to that, Councilman?
You know,
What do you guys say to that? Because I think they scream white nationalists and racism every time the job actually gets done. Every time somebody's held accountable for breaking the law, they scream white supremacy, white power, white this, white that. Every time that someone breaks the law and they have to actually get in trouble for it. Down low in the comments, guys, down here, I want you guys to see what that is, because it's not white nationalism. To me, I think it's actually doing your job. This is what a good president actually looks like, and everybody seems to be so blind to the fact that Trump is actually handling business right now.
These guys shouldn't be anywhere near public office. What the president, the attorney general, and myself are doing is we are enforcing the law as written by Congress. And if these politicians don't like the law, if Karen Bass doesn't like the law, she should have changed it when she was in Congress. But they didn't do that. So we're not going to be lectured by these lawless politicians who, frankly, are more interested in protecting illegal aliens, criminal illegal aliens, than American citizens. And so there's a new sheriff in town, and it's the federal government, and we will not be deterred.
Okay, I'm going to.
And that's the thing. Everybody is so worried about this problem right now. Why didn't they change it when they were in the position of power? But now everybody gets mad when Trump does it. I've been saying this for a really long time. Every time Trump does something, they look at him like he's the bad guy, like he's the guy we need to go after. He's only fixing the problem and doing his job. That is what a real leader looks like. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? That is what a real leader looks like, man. And get Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass is just letting the city burn, letting people riot. Come on, man. It's getting out of hand.
Get to this executive order in a moment, but I want to ask you about these 6 Republican lawmakers in California. They're asking for flexibility, all right? This is what they write. Recent ICE raids are not only targeting undocumented workers, but also creating widespread fear among other employees, including those with legal immigration status. The fear is driving vital workers out of critical industries, taking California's affordability crisis and making it even worse for our constituents. The policy has seesawed a little bit, would you not say? And the president's given a little bit of wiggle room. Like, where does that go? How do you stretch that balloon or restrict it?
Look, we've always been clear. Our priority is criminal illegal aliens, and that's what we focus our resources on. But
And they've been prioritizing criminals over actual citizens. People like me, people like everybody else that lives here are actually getting tired of this. We're getting tired of being put last, and Trump is finally putting us first. He's finally doing it. Stick around to the back end of the video, guys. I got some more to say. We're going to let this play out.
when we're a state like California, which we cannot get any cooperation from the locals, we have to cast a broader net. We have to go into the community and do immigration operations. And what the president has said is we cannot just ignore the law. So if there are people out there we encounter that are here unlawfully, they're going to get deported. That's just the way it works. But that's not, we would prefer to just focus on criminal aliens. And that's why these sanctuary policies are so bad. But also, I disagree with the comments in there. If you're here legally, you have nothing to worry about. We are going after people who violate the law and do not have a status in the United States. So that's where we're at.
All right, one quickly, just put up the map here, guys. 32 states now could lose federal funding if they ignore the executive order that bars them from offering tuition assistance to illegals. There's a lot of money on the line there. How's that going to go?
Look, that's a risk they're going to have to take. Look, the federal government has always had a lot of control over the purse, over giving a lot of money to states. And if they choose to flout immigration laws, they're going to face some consequences.
Under Trump, America isn't just back, it's protected. Sanctuary cities had their fun, and now it's time to actually pay that bill. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're new. And as always, let me know what you react to. We're out.